If you spend any time on YouTube right now, you'll likely see tons of videos telling people they can get rich selling mugs. Now, honestly, mugs are not evil, and I'm not even saying that they can't be a part of your store, but they are definitely not the cash cow that many people are making them out to be. If I personally was starting fresh right now, I wouldn't build my whole print-on-demand strategy around mugs. I would simply upgrade the product. If I wanted to sell drinkware, there's a bunch of different options out there with a lot more perceived value as well as profits. One of my go-to suppliers is called Shine On. They have these tumblers right here. Depending on your niche, this could be a fantastic fit for you. And honestly, I have reviewed hundreds of different print-on-demand products here on my YouTube channel. Everything from print-on-demand wall art to print-on-demand pajamas and blankets and other types of decor options for people's homes. These are really awesome print-on-demand items. They are high quality and they're also much more profitable than your typical print-on-demand mug, especially if you are exploring print-on-demand personalization with your designs. If you are just getting started with your store, I do have a free course. It's called POD for Dummies. It is completely free. Inside are over 30 videos showing you how to build your store and get started selling high profit print-on-demand items on social media. Like I said, it's completely free and there's a link down in the description. Now, for most, on paper, mugs do seem like the perfect print-on-demand product to sell. They are cheap to produce, they're even pretty simple to design, and honestly, everyone drinks coffee. I've had a few cups today myself. The idea of selling simple white coffee mugs with a funny phrase on it definitely sounds like something that anybody can do. And let's say that you do get started with print-on-demand mugs and you wanted to make something like $5,000 in profit per month. The first question that you should ask yourself is, how many mugs would you actually need to sell to hit that number? Most mugs from a print-on-demand supplier are going to cost around $6. Now, that is like the base, the lowest cost out there. Obviously, you're going to have some shipping on top of that. You're going to have some fees, potentially some taxes, even some marketing expenses as well. And when all is said and done, you are likely looking at less than $5 in actual profit. So in order to make $7,000, you would need to sell over 2,000 mugs if you are making like $3 in profit per day. That's over 70 mugs every single day that you would have to sell. And you're likely not going to be doing that with just one bestseller. You would need dozens of bestsellers to actually hit that, which means you're going to need hundreds, if not thousands, of listings if you are hoping to make those types of sales. Like I said before, this is the quickest way to burn yourself out, in my opinion. At this stage, I have done over 1,000 Zoom calls with people starting their print-on-demand stores, and 9 times out of 10, someone that is feeling burnt out is selling low-profit items like a print-on-demand mug. And the second part of this, the competition within the mug market, is where most people get stuck without even realizing it. If you jump on Etsy or on Amazon or even just on Google, and maybe you're looking at Shopify stores, you're going to find millions and millions of listings for print-on-demand mugs. And honestly, it's not just about the quantity here. It's the same types of designs over and over again. And if you are watching videos, you likely know that AI has made this worse. Anyone with 5 minutes and a free tool can create thousands of designs and start uploading them, which has just made it even more difficult if you are trying to stand out in a sea of white mugs with black text. The only way to compete is to lower your price, which makes you even less profit. That's what people mean when they describe this type of a business as a red ocean. The competition is so dense and so big that everyone starts racing to the bottom. And honestly, when that happens, nobody wins. 2 things that every print-on-demand seller needs to actually have a successful business would be a way to be different and a healthy profit margin. And mugs do not give you either of those. Now, basically, most people discover print-on-demand because they find out they can list mugs on the internet, and they end up staying because they discover a lot of the different products that I show here on my channel. A lot of times people get attracted to print-on-demand because of the mugs, and they end up discovering that print-on-demand is much bigger than mugs. If you're watching this video and you're someone that's been going all in on print-on-demand mugs and you have very little to show for it, what I would encourage you to do is to think outside of the box. Go through some of the catalogs of your print-on-demand suppliers and see what else is out there. there. You might be surprised. A lot of times when I am talking to people that are new to print on demand and I begin showing some of the print on demand items that exist, a lot of times they had no idea that certain print on demand products were even available to us as print on demand sellers. So I would challenge you, like I said, to think outside of the box and to try to go through your supplier catalogs and see what else you could add to your store. And that all kind of brings me to the main problem here. The real issue isn't just the mug. The main problem here is the strategy of the store behind it. Most print on demand beginners are not treating their print on demand store like a real business. They start with a product and not a plan. They create random designs, they throw them all on mugs, and they hope that something sticks. Honestly, hope is not a strategy. If you want to make real money with print on demand, you need a clear niche. You need a clear purpose. Your store should do something specific, and the store has to look good. You need to be selling products that people will feel proud to buy, not just something silly on a coffee mug. If your main concept for your designs is something generic with jokes or funny pictures or something like that, you're likely going to burn yourself out. And I don't say that to be negative. I'm saying that based on what I have seen since starting print on demand. And again, this isn't because print on demand mugs are bad. If you want to have mugs on your store, that's totally fine. What I'm trying to do is help you to stand back for a moment and make sure that you're not uploading something that's generic or just simple black text on the side of a mug, or even just some AI generated lizard or something like that. Whether you're selling mugs, tumblers, apparel, decor, wall art, or whatever it is, your strategy needs to come first. You need to think about who are you selling to? Why would they have an interest in buying the item? And what type of concept are you actually putting together on your entire store? What is the point of what you are doing? That is what actually gets results. And to close the video, I want to give you 5 steps to get started, which should help you think outside of the box and get away from print on demand mugs. The first thing would be to identify a really clear niche. I probably sound like a broken record here on my channel, but if I'm being honest, that is the most important thing. The majority of time when I see somebody that is not making sales with their store, it's because they do not have a niche. If you don't have a niche, that means you don't have a target market, and there's not going to be anybody interested in your stuff. So step 1 is definitely your niche. Step 2 is to find a product that people inside of the niche might actually want to buy. There are tons of different items out there. I've shown a bunch of clips here in this video. Definitely make sure to go through some of my other content if you are trying to discover what actually exists. But the point here is to choose something that someone in your niche, the person you are selling to, something that they will actually get excited about. That is key here. You are trying to create a product for them. Don't sell what everyone on YouTube tells you to sell. Think about your niche and choose something for them. The third thing would be to actually come up with designs that are a good mix of graphic and text. The key though is to make sure that both your graphic and your text actually looks good. Don't just use AI to create some sort of a random generic piece of clip art and then throw some plain black text on the side of your product. Even if you're selling mugs, think outside of the box. Try to have some good styles with your fonts, some good styles with your graphics. Basically, make sure that you have some aesthetic to your product. The fourth thing would be to consider some sort of personalization. Depending on what you're selling and depending on your niche, personalization can be a game changer. I've made a bunch of videos here on my channel detailing how easy it is to personalize your print-on-demand designs, so definitely make sure to check those out. The fifth thing would be to start with no more than 10 print-on-demand designs. In a lot of cases, people are going to be recommending you to create dozens and dozens of designs. In some cases, over 100 designs is the common recommendation for you to get started. In my opinion, if you are making 100 designs before you actually open your store and before you actually make a sale, you're likely going to be feeling pretty burnt out. What I typically do when I launch a print-on-demand store is I start with a very small catalog. The idea there is to create something small, to get open quick and get some instant feedback from the people you are trying to sell to. That is going to help you to figure out if you are starting something that has some potential. That way, you don't spend months making 100 designs only to find out it was a dud. And so hopefully, like I said, this video is eye-opening for you. My hope in making this was to just expose you to some of the things that are out there. I wanted to talk through the math behind selling print-on-demand mugs. Personally, I was would rather make less sales and make the same amount of profit than if I was making a whole bunch of sales, making a little bit of profit on each order, selling a print-on-demand mug. In most cases, I would assume you would as well. The reasoning behind that also comes down to customer service. Let's say that you had 100 customers and you made $4 in profit on every single order. That would be $400 in profit to potentially do customer service for a lot of people. Contrast that with a high profit item, you are going to be able to make the same amount of profit and you're going to have way less customers, ultimately resulting in a lot less work, or at least that's how it has been for me, and that's really all I can speak from. So like I said, hopefully this is helpful. I'm trying to, like I said, get you to think outside of the box with the print-on-demand products that you're selling. Please let me know down in the comments if you have any questions at all, and if you're someone that wants to sell mugs, that's fine. At the end of the day, you can sell what you want. I'm just trying to open your eyes to the fact that it is extremely competitive. There's also hardly any profit to be made, and there are hundreds and hundreds of print-on-demand items out there. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.